Hey everyone, I just wanted to welcome you back to my channel, and I wanted to thank you guys so much for subscribing, liking, and commenting on all my videos. If you like this makeup look and you want to see how to get a really sharp contour and the difference between using a cream and a powder contour, then keep watching.
Here we go!
So the difference between a cream contour and then a more powder contour is that the cream one is just going to be a little bit more subtle. Sometimes I will do both. You put the cream one down first and then the powder to set it. That way it can stay for you all night. So the first one I'm going to use is I'm going to show you guys the cream contour. I'm going to be using the FX contour kit, and it just kind of looks like this. So you can just use any brush you want for this. Typically you're going to want to find an angled brush like this one, and you're just going to dip it in your contour color. I usually go between one of these two. So I'm going to kind of just mix both of them. And since it's a cream, you kind of want to just drag your brush through it a little bit until you think you got enough product in there. And then you're just going to want to make the face you see everybody make. You go like this. And then that way you can see that really defined cheekbone right here. And the contour goes right on that line.
Here we go!
And then for more dramatic effect, you can just add as much or as little as you want. So I'm going to take a little bit more on my brush and go right along that same line. So once the cheekbone is as defined as you want, just copy it on the other side. Once they're about even, then you're going to want to take the same color and you're going to want to go along your forehead and then right on your jawline. Basically, you're going to want to put the contour on anything that you want to hide or create a shadow on. So generally you put it right here on the jawline to disguise anything right under here. So like any double chins or anything that you might have, you can just go like this, so that way it creates a shadow, so in any pictures or anything it's more difficult to see it. And you can put contour on your forehead. If maybe you feel like you have a bigger forehead, you can put contour right up there to make it look smaller. The cheekbones are to make it look more defined. If you feel like you have a big chin, just put a tiny dot right here, and then that'll disguise that. And then something else you can do is you can put the contour right along here, right along the lines of your nose to make your nose look smaller. Darken up any places you think you might need it. Bring it down your neck always to make sure everything kind of matches and goes together. Once you have your basic lines drawn, you're going to want to take a beauty blender. This is actually Real Techniques beauty sponge. I used it in my last video also. And you're just going to want to blend it all in. Now when you're doing the cheek area, you're going to want to just tap, but always bring it up. You never want to bring the contour down because then it'll look all muddy on the bottom here. So just first go along the line and then slightly bring it up. So you're going here, bringing it up. And this is just to blend it out so that there's no harsh lines. Then just match it on the other side. Jawline, same thing. Just tap it along the line of the jawline because you don't want this to go too far up. You want it to go right below your jawline, so right down here. Your nose, same thing, just kind of pat that area. Then go along your forehead. Okay, so what I did, because the Cover FX palette wasn't showing up on camera, so I took my Sephora Highlight Lowlight Contour Duo, and it basically is exactly what it says. It has a highlight on one side, and then it has a contour on the other. And this contour is actually a lot darker than the first one, so I just put it right on all the basic lines just to darken it up so that you guys can see it better. They're basically the same product, it's just this one applies a little bit darker. You're going to take the exact same beauty blender though and just blend right on the line. And since this product is a little bit more harsh, it might take a little bit longer to blend out. So So now that the contour is showing up a little bit better, you can see all the shadows right here on my face. So if all you were doing is a cream contour, this is when you could stop once you have the defined lines and they're as dark as you want them. And you could just finish your makeup, do your eye makeup, your lips, everything like that, and you could be done. But since I'm also going to show you guys how to do a powder contour, I'm just going to do that right now. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. This has been my favorite one pretty much for months now, and it just has 3 highlight shades on top and then 3 contour shades at the bottom. I tend to use these two because this one turns a little bit orange on me. I'm going to use a similar angled brush, looks just like this, and I'm going to dip it in my mix of colors and then go right along the line we already defined. And just go right along it. Now I'm just going to go over my jawline. Go along your forehead. And finally, just go along your nose. So once you get everything as intense as you want it, you can stop and do the rest of your makeup. But what I do, because I like a strong contour right here, is I'm going to take a small cosmetic wedge. You can pretty much buy them anywhere, and I actually dip it in the middle banana powder shade. I take the corner of the sponge right there and I just drag it across the banana powder. Make sure to get a lot on there, and then I go right along the line if I think it looks too messy. Just go right along it, and then whatever excess powder, you can just drag it down because it can also clean up your jawline contour. Other side, go right along, drag the excess product down. And then also what I do is I just put a little bit down the bridge of my nose, right in between the 2 contour lines. Put a little bit on my center of my forehead. And this is all just about cleaning it up, making it look nice and sharp. You're just going to let that powder sit for a little bit, and usually at this point I would do my eye makeup, my lip makeup, all stuff like that. But once I would be done with all of that, that's when I would take just a stippling brush just like this, and I would blend everything together, and then I would also wipe away this excess powder. So I usually just start by wiping away the powder, and then I just blend this contour area. So I just blend it. And again, you always want to go up, especially because we just defined this line. You don't want to blend it down because then you'll just mix them up again. So just blend it together. Go to the other side, wipe off the powder. And if you don't like your contour this sharp, you don't have to do that extra step with the cosmetic wedge. It's totally up to you and whatever your personal preference is. So I'm just going to blend everything out here. Gonna blend out my nose contour lines as well in case they look a little messy. Blend out the forehead a little bit. Just going in small circular motions just to make sure everything is nice and together. Blend out the jawline also. So you want to blend right at the bottom and then bring it down. And then bring it down the neck. Once your blending is done and you think it looks as good as you want it to, you are done with contouring. So I'm gonna go do the rest of my face makeup and then I will come back. I finally finished the rest of my makeup, guys, and this is the completed look. If you guys like this video and you like learning how to contour with me, then please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and come back and check out my channel for more. Bye!